Hey everybody, it's Kim from Mo Scrap, and I know I said I was done with these Christmas cards, but I got one more. I looked at all the Christmas cards and I thought, okay, now what am I going to do with them? I could give them out to people and everything, but wouldn't it be nicer to get a boxed set of Christmas cards with all 10 cards inside? That would make a great gift. So this is my prototype. It's real plain. You can always bling it up, and I'm sure the ones I give as gifts will be much prettier than this, but like I said, prototype. And I'm going to give you the basics, and then you can just take it and run with it. So I made this little belly band. You don't have to do that. You could always just, use another kind of closure, but this was what I come up with. So I'll give you the dimensions for that, the top and the bottom. And as you can see, that just slides off. You open it up, and it holds all 10 cards. It holds all 10 cards with room to move. If you want to use this box for something else, you certainly could. And plus there's room coming up as well, so if you embellish your cards more than I did these little prototypes, you would have more room for them to be thicker. Also, all 10 envelopes are in here as well. So let's get started. In the interest of time, I've prepped the stuff we're going to be using. So first, for the box base, you're going to need a 10-inch square piece of paper, and you're going to score it at 2 all the way around. Then you're going to, fold your score lines for your score lines. I've done all that. Take a pair of scissors, and on one side, cut up to the score line. On that score line, you're cutting up to the other score line where it creates those little squares. Flip it all the way around and cut in the same fashion. You're not cutting those squares out, you're just making flaps out of them. Then you're going to use your favorite adhesive. I'm using the ATG just for time's sake. If I was giving this to somebody, I probably would go ahead and use the Terrifically Tacky tape, because that's much stronger. So what you're going to do is pull these up and making sure you got your corners nice and even. Just adhere those just like that. So again, 10-inch square, score it 2 all the way around, cut on the score line up to the other score line on opposing sides. Do your adhesive and fold in. And see, I was going so quick, I folded these on the outside. You want to put your adhesive where you can fold it on the inside. So, sorry about that. But, like I said, I'm trying to go quick. So that's your box base. For your lid, you're going to take a piece of paper that is 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. You're going to score it at 1 inch all around. And you're going to do the very same thing. Fold all your score lines all the way around, and I'll do this one correctly since I just caught myself making a mistake. You're going to snip on the score line up to the next one. Same thing on this end. Flip it. Do the same thing. Do your adhesive. And like I said, I would probably use Terrifically Tacky or the red tape. And now I'm going to do it right. You're going to tuck it under, so it looks pretty. It's got to be prettified if you're giving it to somebody. Make sure you line up your corners so they're all prettified. And that is going to give you your lid. And again, if I had not put the tabs on the outside on the box, that would have been easier to slide on. So there's your basic box right there. Okay, now time for the belly band. This is the tricky part. The width of the belly band does not matter. What matters is where you score it and how long it is to start with. So you're going to take 2 pieces of 8.5 inch long cardstock, and you're going to adhere them together because 12 inches won't do it. We're going into like 17 inches. So 2 pieces that are 8.5 inches long, you're going to adhere those together, but just for color contrast, when you adhere those 2 8.5 inch long pieces together, you can only overlap them 1/4 of an inch for these measurements to work. That's what I've done here. You can see how long this strip is. So you use your score pal, scoreboard, what have you, lay it down. You're going to score it at 3 1/4, 5 1/4, and 11 1/4. Then you're going to take this, keep it flat, flip it around, put it up against the fence again, and you're going to score it at 4 5/8. Okay? That's how you do your belly band. Then, let me move this scoreboard. Then, when you put your box and wrap the belly band around to adhere it, those lines, do all your folds, put your box down, bring it up this way, and use your terrifically tacky red tape, whatever have you, but I caution you, don't fold it up and make it tight, because your first instinct is to, put that belly band on as tight as you can and stick it down. It will be so much harder to get it back on once you slide it off. So what you're going to do is line it up and give it a little room. Like, I'm going to make these off center so you can see how I'm moving it. So you could, force them real tight, but you want to let it go a little bit. Nothing too big, maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, but you're going to loosen that up before you tack it down, because if you do it too tight, when somebody opens that box, it won't slide back on right. And as you see with this one, hopefully, if I'm not, see how easy that slides right back on? That's because I made the mistake. So don't do like I did, do like I say. Isn't that old saying? And you can see my mistake right there. When I did this one, I folded it up, squeezed it together, stuck it down, and you can see right there, when I took it off to start my videos, I couldn't get it back on. That little gap right there made all the difference in the world. I hope y'all can see that. That's all the difference in the world right there. Because as you can see, it's just so easy. It slides right on there. Plus, using these measurements, you can see how that's right in the middle. When you flip it over, there's your little adhesion right there. That's right in the middle. So this one will be on the bottom. This one will be in the middle. So whatever embellishment you put on it will cover that. So I hope y'all find this helpful. I'm going to try my best, y'all, not to do no more videos about these Christmas cards. I really am. And y'all have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.